Hi everybody, my name is John Cadieux. I'm a USMEF Global Beef Ambassador, and this is the Beef in Brief. Let's go! Hi everybody, it's John again. Welcome back to the Beef in Brief. We're back again with the flank steak, another one of my favorite. I always say that, everything's my favorite, but I really do love eating beef, so it's okay. The flank on the animal comes from right about down here. It works a lot, it's got lots and lots of muscle in it. Now, it does have a little bit of fat on it, so we gotta do a little bit of work to get it clean. My friends at home, pick up a knife, pick up a steel. Make sure your knife is always, always sharp. It's very, very important. And then we're gonna take off a little bit of this excess fat that's on the outside to make sure that it's a really amazing product. Now, I wouldn't throw any of this away. This would all go into my stock. What I do is I take this, all this beautiful white fat, I will melt it and I'll put it into a candle, and I call that my beef fat candle. Really fun, really amazing. That was really easy to do, you know? That's all I have to do is remove a little bit of that excess fat on the outside and make sure. Now, you can cut it any way you want, but there's the whole muscle right there, right? There's a little bit of fat on that now, but I know, because I've cooked a lot of these, this will all burn off and it'll add to the flavor. And if you can see here, all of these muscles actually go this way. So when I cut it, I'm gonna cut it this way and make it really tender. I use techniques, I use my know-how to make sure that I take a piece of meat that's highly flavorful, but also very affordable. And I can improve the tenderness by my cooking method and by my cutting method. I use all the tools available to me to make sure I make this as tender as possible. Now, when I cook a ribeye steak or a New York steak, I just like a little bit of salt, and then I'll finish it with a little bit of butter. For this steak, we're gonna make a really amazing sauce called a chimichurri afterwards, but for now, I wanna make a really fun rub. So I'm gonna take a little bit of salt. Now I add a little bit of sugar, just to help that caramel along. Remember, we talked, when you add, with all this feeding, with all the great feeding, all those good carbohydrates, all that sugar in the inside, we make sure that we have a little bit of caramelization, that GBD, golden brown delicious. You'll see it when I hit the grill. I've got some beautiful paprika here, and a little bit of chili, because I like my things a little spicy, because I'm a little bit spicy. We just mix that up real nice. And then we give it a good lashing. So all I need is a little bit of oil. Again, always a little bit of neutral oil, not too much flavor on my oil, because I want the beef to speak for itself. And I just rub it in. Now, if you wanna leave this in the fridge for an hour or two, you can do that. If you wanna just grill it nice and hot with all this beautiful seasoning on the outside, you can do that too. It's your steak. You cook it your way, man. That's what it's all about. Or woman, whatever you want to do, you cook it. But you look at that beautiful color now. We have that beautiful paprika, that beautiful color. Now, with a steak like this, that's nice and thin, this is going to be for a couple of families actually. This is big. If you wanted to, you could cut this into into two steaks like that and do the same thing. We'll cut it like that just for fun, but that's a really amazing piece. And what's really important with this cut of meat is hot, and fast. That's what we want. We want color, flavor. Like I said, we've fed this animal amazingly over the last couple of years. Lots of carbohydrate, lots of amino acids, lots of grass, lots of grain, and we get all those beautiful sugars. And then what we're after is what we call GBD. I'm not gonna turn it yet, but I'll give you a little, whoop. Oh, a little sneak preview there. That looks good. It looks real good. So there we go. Look at that. Beautiful color already. Really fantastic. That sugar's not hurting at all. I said it before, I'll say it again. I'm a caveman. I'm a simple man. I love a few things. I like sitting around with my friends and my family. I like having a couple of beers, cooking great things. You can do it with a can of Coke or a can of beer. I'm not saying you have to drink beer, but what happens is, it doesn't matter what you're cooking on, charcoal or gas, the method and the idea behind it is always the same. You want to make sure you don't bake it. So what we do is we put our little can, we put it right there on the side, and that way we leave a little bit of air coming in there. And that way we don't bake our steak. We roast, we're still grilling it. We're actually getting some air to make sure that we get all that fire and all that flavor into the steak. It's really tasty. I can smell all that coming off of it right now. And the nice thing about this steak, you know, if you've had this marinating in the fridge, this takes 10 minutes. Super easy to do. You want to cook it no more than medium because you still want, it's not going to be the most juicy steak, but it's going to have a ton of flavor, and that's what we're after. Because that muscle down here, that flank steak, it's moving all the time. When the animal's moving up and down, when it's going to eat grass all the time, it's moving, it's building up flavor. But this isn't a big roast. It doesn't take 2 hours to cook. It doesn't take an hour to cook. It's super fast and super quick. So if you forget to pick up dinner, grab yourself a great flank steak and you'll have a dinner within 15 minutes. You're ready to eat, and it's really, really amazing. We're gonna make a really amazing chimichurri with this. It's gonna be so good, so fresh, so vibrant. We're gonna use all local products. It's gonna be really amazing. Keep building up that color. I'm listening. I'm looking at my temperature. I'm looking at my gas. Pay attention. Don't leave your barbecue. They're serious pieces of equipment. Make sure you're paying attention, and always, always cook safe. We want you to be around for a long time. We want you to be buying US beef for a long time. So be safe out there and grill responsibly. How do I cook my steak? You can use a probe. There's lots of different probes out there in the market. We got one right here. I could stick it in there, but because it's a smaller steak, it's a bit hard to get a great reading. So we go old school, because I'm a caveman. I do it easy. I got no technology. I just use my hand and I go, look at this. That meaty part of your hand, rare. I touch my first finger, medium rare. I go medium, middle finger, medium. There, medium well, and well done. That pinky, that tightens the muscle. So if you're going into a restaurant and you see these guys touching the steak, hopefully with a pair of gloves, that's what we're after. We're after the feeling, we're after the sense. We're listening, we're feeling it, we're listening to what's happening with our piece of meat. And it's all about feeling, it's all about touch, it's all about getting a sense of how you're cooking. But look at that, so beautiful, amazing color. This is gonna be so good. This is great on a salad. If you wanna put this on a nice fresh salad, you could even put this on a great potato salad. It would be amazing. Anything with your friends in the summertime when the sun is out there, it's so good. It's just so fresh and so clean. We're gonna serve it with some beautiful grilled onions and a few other things. It's gonna be mind-blowing. We're almost done on this piece. It's really, really close. We're at like a medium rare, just hitting medium rare right now. Let me listen to it. What do you say? What do you say, my friend? Medium rare. He said he's medium rare. Let's take him off. This one's ready to go. We can put that there. It'll rest. We always want to let our beef relax, our steaks relax for a minute. Because we've taken that beef, we've driven those juices right in the middle. I'm listening to my beef. It wants it to be a little bit warmer. I'm driving all those juices right in the middle of that steak, so I got to let it relax for a minute. Now, the nice thing about what we can do when our beef is resting is make a little bit of sauce for us. Now, I'm gonna go in a different flavor this time. So now I want a little bit of olive oil. Just to add a little bit of herbiness, a little bit of grassiness. It's gonna be so tasty. Some beautiful fresh parsley. Bam, 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 bam. Just rough chop it. Chop it however you want it. You wanna chop it some more? Chop it some more. You don't wanna chop it more? Don't chop it more. A little bit of fresh garlic. So I put a little bit of garlic in there. I put some chili flakes, beautiful. Some lemon, some beautiful lemon juice, super fresh, super vibrant. Oh my God, that's gonna be good. I love lemon. And again, the richness of this muscle, the flank steak has it's moving all the time. So it has amazing amounts of flavor. We'll add to it a little bit of red wine vinegar, a little bit of acidity, help cut that fat as well. And now we put on the pepper. I don't put pepper on when I'm cooking my steak because it'll burn on the grill and it'll make it a little bit bitter. And I don't want that. So I just put on fresh pepper at the end. And I just mix that, and it's just, you can put this in a blender, but I'm just doing this. Like I said earlier, I'm a caveman. I like rustic food. I like simple food. Remember, earlier we talked about the direction of the muscle. I've been doing this a long time, but you can see on this piece of meat, you see that direction of that muscle is going this way. So we cut it across, it's called cutting it across the grain. We cut across the grain and we improve the amount of tenderness in the meat. And we use our techniques, our abilities, and we add tenderness. And again, look at this beautiful color, cooked all the way, watch, ooh, look at all that juice. Oh my God, I'm not gonna squeeze it out because I want to serve it to my friends, I want to serve it to my family. I want them to have all that good stuff. If I have a piece that's more rare for my other friends, I go over to my bigger piece. Then I cut a nice big, nice long slices, nice and thin. The thinner I get it, look at that, boom, tender. Super, super tender. I'm using techniques of cutting, heat, and resting to improve a piece of muscle that was once considered not as tender. But when you do these kind of techniques, when you use my tips and tricks, hot grill, moving that steak around, driving those juices in the middle. Now you tell me, those juices are in the middle. Look at that. Oh my God, it's so good. And then just a nice big pile on the plate. These are great if you want to do this on tacos. It's amazing. But look at that. A beautiful chimichurri, a beautiful rustic chimichurri, really, really fresh and vibrant.